Now that you
Come
said
on.
that, I'll be in bed tonight and be like, that's the song.
So that was interesting. So when I was screwing up my face at the beginning of the Shawn Desman song playing, it's not because I was screwing up my face at Shawn Desman. It was just, it just bugs me. I would never want some other artist and we're having like a baby. Like imagine we had Baby Boo and somebody else had Baby Boo. Like it just no. It's my motherfucking song, bitch. Don't. Girl, it just bothers me. Like,
I think it's very interesting that he released this now because I've heard a lot of K-pop songs. I've heard the original English versions, and it's like the English version was done and released first, and then the songwriter sells it to a Korean company, and the Korean group, and then it like blows up or whatever. And people are like, oh, this is the original. I've heard the original English, but I've never seen this way around where like a K-pop group puts it out and then the songwriter puts it out afterwards.
Yeah, it's just a little interesting because usually when they do that, like it's if a artist who's not a songwriter releases a song and the song doesn't do as well as it was projected, they will then sell that song off. If they're like, this song was a hit, maybe another artist will be able to sell it differently. They'll then sell that song, but usually that happens like, sorry, my Invisalign, girl. It'll happen maybe a year or a couple years down the line where the song kind of disappears out of people's psyche. But you just said like a couple.
Well, maybe the NCT version wasn't a huge hit, so I don't know.
Who knows?
Comparatively,
but it still is just
weird.
I just don't like hearing NCT U singing their version of Maniac and then Shawn Desman just released his new single Maniac. It's like two people with the same song. It's just weird to me. But anyway,
because it was basically the same song.
Yeah,
it was basically the same song. It was just like the style, the isms of Shawn versus NCT. Yeah,
basically. So anyway, the first NCT song. While we were watching the video, yes, I completely heard every moment that Shawn Desman wrote, every melody that he wrote. He has a very specific sound and style and way of writing, which speaks to his talent. I don't think he's gotten the flowers that he deserves or as much respect as he deserves as a songwriter and as a creator, because it's like, it's a staple, clearly. But kudos to him for also getting that placement with NCT U. They're a huge band. But yeah, I love the NCT U version, and also hearing the other elements that the other songwriters added to the song. It was very cool. The video itself was also very fun to look at, and seeing the choreographer and the dancing and doing her thing. That was cute. Shawn Desman, as this being his new release, it is very, it's like I feel the perfect type of single for him to release right now in his career. It makes sense. He sounds great. It's an easy listening type of song, which a lot of throwback, particularly in the 80s, music like that had it was very easy listening, and he's giving you that like Chum FM type of sound when you're in the doctor's office waiting for your appointment, and you hear that coming on next on Chum FM, Shawn Desman Maniac. And I feel like it's appropriate for where he is right now in his career, and I applaud him. I hope that he continues to build in his career because he's such a talented artist. Bravo, Shawn Desman.
I'm gonna further that example, and it's like where the front desk attendant has that little like radio box, and it's like playing just for her, but like you can like hear it from like the side.
You're so extra.
So over and above what you have said.
Come on, over and above.
What I was like the kind of the fun thought that was like bubbling in my head the whole time was I was like, this could be some visuals from like a Tampax commercial.
Which one? The NCT U. You're right.
Yeah, because
you're so right.
Because when it like solo like female dancer menstrual cycle, like it's like, you know, like you can like last all day now, longer lasting than ever, and it's always something like that. Yeah.
Why are you dancing up and down the stairs?
24-hour protection.
It's eating pad and light out in your bed. What are you doing?
So that was
very accurate. That's where your ADD brain goes. It's really funny.
And then, but like, I was literally just seeing that play through the whole time in my head, and I was just like,
yeah, basically.
That was point number one, and I guess really that's all.
What about the Shawn Desman song?
So the Shawn Desman song gave me a little bit of like, so I loved it, and I went. in growing up, I think Shawn Desman and his I don't know if I was like a year or two too early, or I was more like, I'm a rocker. But like it was his content, like I remember his singles. I was never like a super stan of Shawn Desman growing up. Not necessarily by choice, it was just like that was the context of my surroundings. Anyway, so I actually love, and I follow him on Instagram, and I'm like up to date on his story, and it's just, this is a song I can actually I jam with. It gave me a little bit of like Bruno Mars, gave me a little bit of Charlie Puth.
Okay.
Lots of Charlie Puth in that. Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth is so cute.
It's interesting how, in terms of the instrumentation, you were focusing on the guitar. Because, like, for me, as someone who used to play, like, I just love brass. I love when there's a trumpet, like, or just a brass section, and that kind of like funk that they had. I mean, that is, I would say, like, totally my wavelength. So I was living.
Come on.
I loved both versions of it. And the very much like that 80s sound, it was very funky and very fun. I didn't think Tampax commercial, but I did think fun. And I think the video, the NCT U video, like it was a really good match for the sound of the song. But then it sounded so Shawn Desman, like that could have been a 2009 Shawn Desman sound, and like it is cohesive with him and his style. But like he is, I'm glad that he's putting out music in 2022, because like every time we talk about him more often than I realize, because every time we talk about like pop music in Canada, basically the conversation is like, there is no infrastructure for pop music in Canada. We are here like fighting to be recognized as pop artists because there isn't anything, but it's like, who we have? Like, we have like Shawn Desman and Shawn Desman, and like he is pop music in Canada in a lot of ways. Like obviously there are others, but like he is the staple that like every time I can think of any kind of major pop music moments, it's like him at Dundas Square or him at, you know what I mean? Like Shawn Desman really is, he has a legacy. And I was looking at on his Instagram, or no, other people's Instagrams, like a lot of people that we know are also associated with Shawn Desman, and they were at his launch party for this song, and like him performing his old hits, every single clip that I saw, I was like, oh yeah, that song, oh yeah, that song, oh yeah, that song, and everybody in the audience was singing along and like doing the dance moves and stuff, and I was like, iconic. He does not get the flowers
he doesn't.
He really doesn't.
Well, let's give him those flowers.
Yeah, if you guys don't know who Shawn Desman is, he was out before Shawn Mendes. So check out Shawn Desman, SHAWNDESMAN. Google him, check out his discography. He is fantastic. Playlist or not. It's a playlist for me, the Shawn Desman version.
Which one more so?
More the Shawn Desman, because he wrote it. So for me as a songwriter, like I'm like, this is your song. You hear the NCT U version, I'm hearing Shawn Desman's melody, so I like Shawn Desman version. For me, playlist.
I would have to agree with you in terms of, so playlists on both, really. But if I were to like give one the spot, the Shawn Desman one just had a little more like grit and like groove to it. It just had a little bit more like kind of, I don't want to say like herb, like it was just a little more soulful. So, and which makes a lot of sense given, you know, it came from him. It came from him. So as opposed to so that's my answer.
I playlist both.
I playlist
equally.
Cute. Diplomatia.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode of RiVerse Reacts Season 5. Make sure that you thump that like button, subscribe to the channel, keep rocking with us. It has been so great to see you guys here on this episode. And make sure that you also follow us on TikTok and watch our TikTok videos and our other socials. And I can't focus because I know Monroe is standing over there. So I like lost my train of thought. Hi, bitch! Girl, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You're beautiful, worthy, valued, and loved. And bye.
Bye.
Did I miss everything?
No, you missed nothing.
Hi.